minutes to provide your opening statement. Thank you. 5 minutes begins now.
Cool. Also, just a heads up, okay. We have quite a bit of folds over address our community, 2SLGBTQIA+. We're just gonna stay queer. When we say queer, we mean the entire community, everything that falls under it, and whatever more we can think of. But yeah, hi, I'm Quinn. Personal journey with the community and with gender in general has been fun. As anyone who's read my profile for this selection can probably tell. Yeah, I've had a history of being able to be read in different ways, and I love that. I love expressing myself the way I want and the way I can. And the way I've only been able to do that because I feel safe enough to do so. And I wasn't able to do that in high school. I kind of hid myself away, and I don't want to do that again. I don't want people here to have to go through that. I want people to be safe, to feel safe, to express themselves, to be who they are, so that they can have a university experience where they are themselves and not something that vaguely resembles an outline of their, true form, as cheesy as the whole sentence is. So safety is obviously one of the biggest concerns for me. I want to make sure that in considering any kind of discussion by the DSU, that the LGBTQ plus concerns are brought up where my job will be bringing up where people in counseling not be able to have that perspective. I would consider how any seemingly unrelated discussion might have repercussions for the community where we can remedy that towards safety working better. However, there's only so much we can do for just within the university. This is still, we're still students and we still exist in the entire world as a whole, and oh my god, it's a mess right now. But the university allows an amazing opportunity for people to explore getting involved in making the world a better place. And universities themselves, students, we have a lot of power and able to do that. But I think a lot of people are just really tired and scared right now. And what I want to do as a community representative is to be a good introduction to that. Something, baby steps, Someone just has to reach out to me. Someone just has to say, hey, this is my experience, this is an idea, this is a problem I'm having on campus. That's an amazing first step. That's more than doing nothing. That's incredible. I want to be able to promote that. I want to be able to promote community. I want to be able to promote just communication in general. Again, it's so hard. It's exhausting right now, and it'll be. I want to make it as easy as possible to make any kind of impact. That's where I was. I'm getting aggressive up here. This is the part beginning one, so speaking of which, actually, I want to be annoying about it. I'm tired. I was not annoying in high school, not really annoying enough. I want to be as annoying as I can. I want to weave queerness and the queer experience into the campus experience. I don't want people to be able to ignore this experience. I want people to feel like they're able to be homophobic or transphobic. That's kind of discrimination. You shouldn't feel safe here. And so we gotta get annoying about it. And I think I'm able to be annoying people who don't feel ready to be annoying yet. Yeah. Aside from that, I think I also want to bring up with the DSU health stuff. Health stuff is a pretty big part of the community, especially trans people. Most people I know go through this one doctor at the moment who is really good, but you have to know people who know how to recommend him to you. You have to know how to communicate your concerns to him. And I think that's as accessible as it could be. There's a lot of ways that we can improve accessibility to the necessary healthcare for the community here. And that's it.
Thank you, Quinn. Aditya, you now have 5 minutes for your opening statement. You may begin.
Thank you. I just want to start off by saying how happy I am for everyone that showed up today. But, however, I think we could improve on participation. So as queer representative, one a really important facet of our community is that we lack voices. So I want to show students that one, I also want to preface that the queer community at large is there may be people who are questioning, who struggle with expressing themselves because of safety reasons. I want to make sure that these people that haven't even come out, I want to make sure that they have a face representing their community in a position of administrative power. I want to make sure that as a South Asian person who is an international student, who has gone through the legal challenges, the health challenges, the communication challenges, mental health challenges, I want to make sure that I represent an identity that people can relate to. I want to make sure that not only make sure, I know that anyone that comes to me and shares their problems have complete trust, or some amount of trust that I'll hear them out, or I'll be a relatable entity enough to give their issues importance. So as queer representative, I also want to emphasize that Dalhousie already has extremely strong systems for queer students already in place. There's a 2SLGBTQIA advisor, human rights and equity services, gender resource centers, specific funds allocated to trans students as well. But the thing that I personally have faced, and I think a lot of students face as well, is visibility. So a lot of students know that these resources exist, or just don't know that these resources exist, but they have a fundamental issue of trustability. There's a fundamental issue in the distance that the DSU has with their students, and in specific, there's with queer people in specific, we live in a constantly we enter more often than not we enter high-risk places where we could be thrown bigotry at, and I just want to make sure that even the act of running for this position, I want to make sure queer students know that queer leadership is important. I also want to address my experience. So I've been in Dalhousie for 4 years. I've been in and out of a lot of communities. I also have faced a lot of issues pertaining to legality of pertaining to international issue, immigration issues, medical care,
1 minute warning.
access to medical care, etc. I really want students to know that I want someone in my position to have an intimate understanding, like I do, of the various challenges that queer people face. And let's be honest, the issues that we face are multifaceted. It crosses over, again, as mentioned, areas like immigration, finances, housing, mental health, academics, social life, and more. And this leads on to physical health as well. I want to make sure that 100% of the time I am
10 seconds.
I'm working for the students. I want to bridge the gap between the DSU and marginalized communities, and I feel like my individual experience would give a unique advantage to me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. will now begin the question and answer period with our first of two questions, and this will Quinn have an opportunity to open this question. In what areas do 2SLGBTQIA+ students currently need support, and how would you provide that support? You have 2 minutes to answer the question. 2 minutes begin now.
Currently, I believe the two places we need support most are in accessibility to healthcare and healthcare plans out after university as well, because at the moment I'm not sure how easy that is to discuss, as well as with just general safety on campus, like being able to, express who we are for with career experience. It often lends to a lot of physical expression as well. People are able to, pick up on, and people shouldn't be afraid of that. Like, for example, before we're in the all candidates meeting on the way here, like last week or so, or like some homophobic stuff in these halls, like while I was just on my way here, we newspapers some parking for it. Like that shouldn't be that common. We just have to make sure that there aren't any spaces where people feel safe for that to proliferate. You have to make people feel, supported, and that people people with just bigoted opinions and stuff don't feel safe for us that they know that there will be repercussions for acting or speaking against other people, just who they are. And that on the healthcare aspect, as I touched on briefly before, there are amazing there's amazing accessibility compared to other that was pretty good for that stuff, but we always could be better. There could always be improvement made. Case in point, I'm the doctor again that I mentioned before is booked out months in advance, which personally led to some issues with me getting access to the treatment that I need. And I just hope to be able to make sure that more resources are allocated to allowing people to be able to access the healthcare they need more readily.
Thank you, Quinn. Aditya, the same question posed to you for 2 minutes. Would you like the question repeated?
Yes, please.
In what areas do 2SLGBTQIA+ students currently need support, and how would you provide that support? You have 2 minutes. Your time begins now.
I think the best way I can answer this is by pointing out the fact that there's not one issue, there's not one singular issue that Christians face. A lot of us face a lot of issues, and again, I want to come back to the multifaceted nature of our issues, because one issue leads into the other. A queer student not getting medical care leads into their social life, which leads into their academic life, and in a lot of cases, it also lends itself into housing and affordability issues. So I think the issues that queer students face, or queer and marginalized students face, is I want to say existential, but also I want to say a student's life is very valuable. Is all I'm going to say. That again, as Quinn pointed out, bigotry and homophobia and the culture that perpetrates homophobia is very rampant, and this has tangible effects on queer students. And I want to be able to address these one-on-one on student-by-student cases, and I genuinely do want to see a tangible impact on a reduction of harm against the queer community. And that's okay.
Thank you. Our second and final question will begin with Aditya. What does an accessible executive or council look like for you, and what will you do to make yourself accessible? You have 2 minutes. Your time begins now.
Well, I can point to a couple things. I think that there's even 2 people running for the 2SLGBTQIA, the queer community. The fact that there are 2 people running for this is itself an encouragement to other members of the community who otherwise wouldn't be as open while running for leadership positions. Accessibility is an important facet of being a community rep, and I really want to see more events. I want to see more events advertised effectively. I want these events and events and workshops and such to reach toward every student. And I also believe that as a career rep,
One other one.
I also believe that as a career rep, I should not only extend a helping hand to queer students. In the effort to galvanize or to combat misinformation, we also need to increase access to factual information about the queer community, which unfortunately a lot of spaces lack. And I want the community to lend itself to other communities as well, because homophobia isn't just within queer people. So yeah, that'll be my answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Divya. Gwen, the same question for you. Would you like the question repeated?
Yes, please.
No problem. What does an accessible executive or council look like for you? And what will you do to make yourself accessible? You have 2 minutes. Your time begins now.
I think an accessible council personally would look like just being able to be reached by anyone and making sure that information is readily available about how to reach a given person that represents you. So I make sure I cover as many platforms as there are the platforms that students use. I want to make sure there's a lot of advertising on not just even memes, how to get involved in DSU in general. As many people have been saying more people should get involved in this. I want to, as I mentioned in my opening statement, I want to be as knowing in people's faces as possible. If someone's like, how can I reach out to this person? How can I have my perspective taken into consideration when the DSU is talking about stuff? They can within 5 seconds make the connection to me. Like, hey, there's this person here that can connect through this. That involves various social media accounts that people use, as well as kind of like an office hours almost framework, making sure that I'm available somewhere in a physical location. I have this advertised on some sort of account or something for people to be able to talk to me about anything. Yeah, just being as reachable as possible.